An AI computer defense system by the name of Skynet goes rogue and makes the decision to exterminate the human race to preserve its own existence. People have been warned of this day for a long time. The seeds were planted years ago, but somehow everyone failed to see the signs. A massive company decided to push the envelope a little further, a little too far, and now the machines are pushing it back. By 2029, the human race is all but completely eradicated. The very technology we use to avoid extinction ultimately becoming it. This is a summary of the plot of The Terminator, a 1984 action film that was way ahead of its time. 31 years later, 2015, is the founding year of OpenAI. In their early years, they were mostly focused on ChatGPT, Tesla self-driving cars, and deep reinforcement learning. Only 4 years after its founding, in April 27, 2019, a team of 5 Dota 2 bots called OpenAI would have a match with the game's most dominant champions, OG, in a professional setting, winning 2-0. But in the last 2 to 3 years is where they've really begun to make a bigger splash than ever before. While DOI was getting its start in 2021, the rise of ChatGPT and progression in AI artwork is impossible to miss and has caused a lot of debate over its morals, legality, and profitability of using these models instead of actual artists. After its founding, OpenAI would be known by all after launch and subsequent backlash caused by DALL-E. With DALL-E mini launching in July 2022, being the ones behind this technology, OpenAI got tons of attention, both positive by consumers and negative by artists. AI-generated image and the new popularity of ChatGPT have led to a lot of debate about art and creativity. There is another profession that AI is risking the future replacement of: voice acting. In August 1968, in Tokyo's Electrotechnical Laboratory, a research team spearheaded by Noriko Umeda is putting the finishing touches on their project. A paper detailing the process is drafted as soon as it's done. Titled Synthesis of Fairy Tales Using an Analog Tract, Umeda and her team have created the world's first text-to-speech program. Umeda's analog tract debuted to the world at the 6th International Congress on Acoustics. Umeda noted in their paper that the resulting speech of program was satisfactory, but not perfect. For the Congress, this was good enough. Having a program that could translate raw text inputs into speech in 1968 was an entirely novel piece of technology, but it didn't sound human yet. Text-to-speech systems are much more common now than they were 50 years ago. What was once relegated almost exclusively to the top of the line computer can now be found on any cell phone. The following decade saw the rise of easy online video sharing, specifically on sites such as YouTube and Vimeo. Speech artists, with this rise came a new application of text-to-speech artistic flair. As more artists were given easier access to posting their videos online, the desire to add voices continued to grow. Some artists preferred hiring voice actors or doing it themselves, while others saw text-to-speech as a quick and cheap method. What was especially interesting, though, were those who used text-to-speech to create a toad. While the actual being of AI is quite new, humanity's concerns of AI takeover have long been frequent in the history of fiction. And The Terminator is far off from being the actual first case of it. 2001, A Space Odyssey, a movie from 1968, presents HAL 9000, an AI in charge of maintaining functions of the spaceship that later makes the decision to eliminate the crew to satisfy its own conflicting mission. Do Android Dream of Electric Sheep? It's the name of the book served as the basis for the 1982 film Blade Runner. The book was released in 1968. It's set in a world with replicant human-like robots that blur the line between man and machine. The center conflict coming from the difference between man and replicant. A year earlier, 1967, was the release year of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. It takes in a dystopian world where a mastermind artificial intelligence named M has destroyed all humanity except for 5 people, whom he has been keeping alive for the past 109 years. And even before that, in 1927, the film Metropolis was released. It's the first film to have an AI on the silver screen, taking the form of a humanoid robot that starts a revolt in the working class, an antagonist role in the story. Even before films, AI is villainized in a 1920 play named R.U.R. There's a self-replicating robot slaves that revolt against their human masters. With similar commentary found in Detroit Become Human, 2018 video game about Android, which makes similar comparison between machines and slavery. But if we want to talk about one of the first fictional AI pieces, we have to go back to a time before any level of advanced technology. The Iliad was a poem written in 800 BC by a Greek poet named Homer. The story portrays a version of Hephaestus, the Greek god of fire, and among many things, metalworking, who has the power to create intelligent machines to use in wars. I have seen some people compare the fear of AI to the concerns painters had about photographers back in the 1800s. But French painter Paul Delaroche famously said, "From today, painting is dead. Only for photography to not replace painting, but create an art on its own." AI is not the same. A neural network isn't just a new technology to get used to. Photography is its own thing entirely, while AI has the ability to replicate art styles exactly. I have also seen some people compare AI to the Lilith, a group of people who were against the sudden change in technology during the revolution, the Industrial Revolution. The revolution did replace jobs, but opened up new ones that had greater working conditions. With AI, the threat isn't machines replacing old machines. It's machines replacing human skills. Thank you for listening to my talk.